What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Damieon Gentry, and you are watching the official Baddies Africa after show. I will be your host tonight, where we will be breaking down the season premiere of season 7 of Baddies, taking place in Africa. Now, I've tried to dress for the occasion. As you can see, am I on theme? Am I on theme with my cheetah print? Got my little whatever this is down here, a bull. I don't know what I don't. Are there bulls in Africa? Shit, I don't know. I sound like old girl on Baddies Gone Wild. Anyway, listen. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to our channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button below so you never miss a beat. Press the thumbs up button to like this video. That helps me get into the YouTube algorithm. Join the conversation and get in the comment section, baby, because I got to hear from you on what you thought of the season 7 premiere. What you feeling? Is it standing out compared to previous seasons? Was it lackluster to you? Do you have a good feel about this season? What we're going to get into it, okay? I got my thoughts and opinions, all right? Last but not least, if you want to donate to the channel to help grow and sustain, in the description box below will be some ways that you can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. Thank you guys so much for all your love and support. I truly appreciate it, and I thank you for being here each and every week to recap this trashy thing that we like to discuss called reality TV. Okay, now, season 7, we're back. We are back, baby. We're recapping 2 episodes a week, Baddies Gone Wild and Baddies Africa. If you haven't checked out the Baddies Gone Wild after show yet, go ahead and check it out. It's on my channel right now and it's posted. I also posted a new video about Sarah Oliver claiming that Natalie Nunn tried pimping her while they were on a trip to Africa. Yes, go watch that if you haven't watched that already. But first, let's get into this episode now. Baddies Africa, how are we feeling about the season premiere? It was a strong season premiere, except for the fact they weren't in Africa. Like, why are we in Atlanta on episode 1? You know, I guess because there's some drama that takes place in Atlanta, right? We saw that. We talked about that. Let's go from the top to the bottom. Let's start with the intro. How do y'all feel about the intro? Natalie Minaj is here, I guess, right? She's on her I can't believe I just insulted Nicki Minaj like that. Natalie is in her rap game. She is releasing song after song after song, and 15 years of being a reality star, she said, "Baby, I'm ready to grab a mic and, you know, spit a couple bars." So the intro song is a song by Natalie, and it's kind of a play on that song. INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? We know that song, right? So Natalie's got her own version, which is BADDIEBAD, Baddie Bad, or whatever that. I guess she spells out baddie and then bad. BADDIEBAD, and got her own little rap going on. It's intro, and it's okay. It's cute, you know. It ain't like the INDEPENDENT song, because that song stick like grits, right? Anybody can hear that song anywhere, and we all gonna spell out INDEP. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about Baddie Bad. How y'all feel about that? I don't know. But listen, y'all know how I feel about Matt Cash doing the theme songs. So I'll take anything other than she bad, bad girl, bad. Oh, I'll take anything over him. Okay. Now we start out in Atlanta, as I said. Right? Or in Atlanta. Natalie says this season she's not tolerating any disrespect. And I'm just like, Natalie, don't you say that every season? But the difference in every season and this season is that Natalie's sort of on an island on her own this season. A lot of the girls have turned against her, besides the OGs. You know, the OGs from last season and the OGs from this season, they're going to kiss Natalie's ass. It just is what it is. Kind of comes with the territory. That's what happens when they first come on the show, because they feel like, you know, she's the boss. They feel like, you know, she gave me this start. I don't want to cross her. But once you've been on the show for a year or two, people start to realize how it works. And they realize that Natalie really doesn't hold any weight when it comes to the casting. Because at the end of the day, Lemon Pepper makes the final decisions over there. So the girls, when they've done a season or two, they realize that. And then, you know, they kind of turn against Natalie, or, you know, they tell her how they really feel, right? And is it just me, or is Natalie looking more and more white every day? I'm just asking. Is she bleaching? Is it the blonde wig that she had on? I don't know, but I'm like, sister. Anyway, Rolly meets up with Natalie. They're in Atlanta. They meet up at this restaurant. They're talking about the different baddies from last season, who's coming gone this season. Natalie brings up Diamond the Body, and she says that, her and Diamond, we all know, we watched on the reunion, they made up. Even though Diamond slapped the shit out of Natalie, they made up at the end of the reunion, but only for Diamond to go online and talk shit about Natalie, according to her. Now, y'all know I don't stay all in the social media streets. I don't keep up with all the headlines, even though y'all send me things. I just don't have time to read it all. I try to, but I don't have time to look at it all. But however, Natalie and Diamond ended up going back and forth on the internet after the reunion, so their beef was reignited. So Natalie's pretty much discussing with Rolly that she's not looking forward to seeing Diamond the Body. She explains, who's all coming to Africa. She talks about Diamond. We know Diamond's coming back. We know Scotty's coming back. Anna's coming back. And then the trio from last season, Dolly, Summer, Big Lex, and then also Pretty P and Ivory are coming back too. Now, what is going on with Dolly in these confessionals? I thought it was just going to be a last season thing. I thought it was maybe, maybe she just didn't have the coin. But why does she do this to herself? Is this just her personal style? Is clownery her style? I'm just not understanding why anyone thinks this is cute. Who approves this? Who lets her sit in the chair like this? Who conducts an entire confessional interview the entire time someone looks like this? Who is calling themselves a stylist and dressing her like this? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe she don't have a stylist. But this looks like a clown that escaped the circus and joined a reality TV show. All she needs is a red nose. Right there, bitch. Now, the check has definitely cleared from last season to this season because the girls have grown up. Most of them, right? The girls have grown up. I'm looking at Ivory. I'm looking at Summer. I'm looking at Pretty P and their confessionals. They all look way better. And you know the saying. You know how the saying goes. You ain't ugly. You just broke. You know what I'm saying? We ain't ugly. We just broke, baby. Because when you get that little bit of coin, when you get that first little taste of coin. Now, we briefly meet some of the new girls through confessionals, right? We don't see them in scene yet, but we get to meet them through confessionals. We meet a girl named Cold Killer. Yeah, she says she's going to be a fan favorite. What do y'all think? I don't know. I feel like those who boast and say, I'm going to be the fan favorite, I'm going to run the house, I feel like those girls usually flop. Because my thing is, if you're going to be a fan favorite, you usually don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to run the house, you just usually run the house, or you just are the fan favorite. You don't say it. Now, two of the girls on the cast are from Africa. I thought that was interesting. I like that they're actually taking girls from the country to represent Zimbabwe, from one of the girls. Actually, I think both of the girls. No, one's from Zimbabwe, one is from Nigeria. We meet Elise K, or LCK, I'm sorry, Elsie. Elsie is her name. She sent in a casting tape from Africa. She says that her grandfather is the vice president of Zimbabwe. I'm like, can we check into that? Because y'all be coming up here lying. Like, y'all be getting up on here lying on this TV screen like we can't fact check. Now, she might be telling the truth, but I know Granddaddy is pissed right now with her being on Baddies, right? But I think she's going to be one to watch. She's going to be interesting. LCK, she just looked like she was a little cuckoo. I think she's going to be one to watch. Choco Brown from Nigeria. We meet her. And I'm just thinking, like, Lord, did these African women know what they're getting themselves into fucking around with these American girls? Because, baby, To other countries, we look crazy. Like, seriously, the way we behave in public, the fighting, the cursing, we be looking crazy. Now, maybe the same things happen in Africa. I don't know, but Natalie is telling Rolly, as she's explaining to Rolly all the girls that are coming, she talks about Biggie, and she says that Biggie is still on Baddies time out. We know that when the cast was announced for Baddies Africa, they said that Biggie was on Baddies time out, and Natalie says she may or she may not come back. Now, let me translate that for y'all. What that pretty much means is Biggie is boring. Biggie did not deliver. Biggie is not a baddie like she claims to be. We really don't need her around anymore, but we're going to keep her on ice in case she gets brought up into a storyline, or we want to, in case we just need a little bit more content, we're going to bring her in, let them beat on her a little bit, and we'll send her packing. Throw her $20,000, $30,000, send her packing. They don't want you there, Biggie. And it's clear as day. The message is clear. They don't want you there. And I feel like the only reason Zeus put her in timeout was to save face to her. Because they could have just left her out of the cast altogether. Right? But they put her on ice, I feel like, to appease her in a way. To still keep her included. But to not have her there at the same time. They want to have their cake and eat it too when it comes to Biggie. But we don't need her, and I think this season is going to prove that Biggie is a non-factor. I'm sorry. Time and time again, she's proven to us, the audience, why she's not a baddie. She's a punk, okay? Now, Natalie says the number one complaint is that we don't feed these girls. So I'm about to let these bitches starve. I guess they've been listening to us. They listen to the fans. They watch the videos, the commentary. They know what we be saying, because I'm not the only one. Y'all are not the only ones that say it. Every time these girls go out to eat, there's nothing on the table. What's going on? Now, Scotty comes in. Scotty, to me, looks the best she's ever looked. I'm so glad she finally got that grill straightened up and fixed. Because, listen, I'm not teeth shaming, because there are lots of people who can't afford to get their teeth fixed, right? It is what it is. There's things that I want to do to mine. Mine aren't as white as I would like them to be, right? So I don't want to shame. But, Scotty, you've had access. That's what I don't get about, like, these public figures, these celebrities. You have access. You have the money. Like, so now she's looking good. They're not the teeth are not too big. They're not too white. They're perfect. I think she looks good. Now Natalie and Scotty, when Scotty comes in, they start getting into it. They start arguing because these two girls have tension. They have issues and they have beef, right? And they're arguing over these stupid ass chains, because y'all remember last season, Scotty, at the end of the season, Scotty took Summer's chain, and Scotty says, "Look, Summer, I got your chain out of Natalie's bedroom. You're not getting it back, bitch." Well, apparently that pissed Natalie off. Because Natalie said, you looped me into that, and now you've got these girls thinking that I allowed you to steal Summer's chain, when Natalie claims that the chain was never in her room to begin with. Now, what do y'all believe? Y'all believe Scotty, that she got it from Natalie's room, or do y'all believe Natalie? Now, Anna Wack comes in. I'm so glad we won't have to watch Anna all season. She leaves 4 to 5 episodes in, I think. At the beginning of this season. She's not there the whole season, okay? Round of applause for that, because I just don't care for Anna. We know that. That's been made crystal clear over here. She comes in. She's not fucking with Natalie either. For the first time, like I said, a lot of the girls have turned against Natalie. And the sister wives, Anna and Scotty, they both are on the same page with Natalie. They're not fucking with her right now. And I agree with Natalie, though, when she says, she's sick of these girls like Anna and Scotty walking in with the entitlement, walking in late, like they're better than. Like, now, granted, I think production probably strategically brought them all in at certain times. I don't know if Anna or Scotty were purposely late or not, but they do come off as entitled to me. And when you're hopping and slobbing on the boss's dick, allegedly, I guess you would walk around entitled. When you're fucking the man that writes the checks, allegedly, I guess you would walk around like you Big Mama Don. But that's what Natalie's talking about. She's kind of like, y'all claim to be these OGs when you really haven't done shit. And look, I'm with her. Like, we're going to get more into that in a second. Let's talk about how Natalie says, you two are sitting here pretending to be BFFs when you came onto this show fighting one another. And what she really wanted to say was, let's talk about why y'all came onto this show fighting one another. Y'all came on this show fighting one another because y'all was fucking the same man, allegedly, the man that writes the checks. And y'all were fighting over who was going to be that next mistress, who was going to be the girlfriend that turned into the wife, that turned into the prenup that didn't get signed, that turned into the spousal support, that turned into the baby, that turned into the child support. Y'all were fighting over who was going to be that one. Let's just be real. And that's what Natalie wanted to really clock, but she can't say it. And even if she does say it, are they going to edit it out? Natalie says, I'm not about to keep saving you guys. You should have clocked them and called them sister wives, Natalie. You missed out on an opportunity to call them the sister wives. And again, thank you, Natalie, for saying that. She said, I'm not going to keep saving you guys. Can we clock it? Had these two girls not been, y'all are probably thinking, what does Natalie mean when she says save these two girls? These two girls have coasted at season after season after season. And then there are people that come in the comments and say, well, Scotty fought this girl in season 5 and Anna fought this girl in season 6. That's not what I'm referring to, y'all. I'm talking about girls that really have to get in the paint and fight. I'm talking about these girls that get set up and get knocked in the back of the head. You know what I mean? These girls that are really putting in the work and putting themselves out there for the sake of the show, making a good show while y'all sit back and collect your check and take dick. Allegedly. Now, Natalie lost her shit on Scotty at one point when she started doing all that. And like, I was like, what's going on? What's going on? Natalie's losing it over the whole chain situation, being accused, or Scotty saying that she got the chain out of Natalie's room and all that. She's in rare form. It's all out chaos right now between Natalie, Scotty, and Anna. Rolly's in the middle of it all. Natalie asks Anna if she's scared to come to Africa. Because she should be. Because now all bets are off for Anna. And I feel like that's probably why Anna leaves. Because she, like I said, she ultimately leaves the show. And I think she leaves the show because she gets that ass handed to her. I don't think she's protected anymore. I think Lemon Pepper chose who he wants. And he chose Scotty. He didn't choose Anna. And now Anna's running with the narrative that she's got a boyfriend and she's never been with Lemon Pepper before. Girl, stop. Stop the lies. Just because you got a boyfriend now does not erase your hooker past. Your alleged hooker past. Okay? Now, Natalie asks, we talked about that. Now, it's all out chaos. It's all out chaos, like I said, in this restaurant. Plates are being thrown. Yes, bitch. Plates are being thrown like motherfucking frisbees. Scotty throws a plate at Natalie and it hits Rolly in the stomach. Did y'all see how that plate just like bounced off her stomach, bitch? And Rolly's like, Scotty, you just hit me. Like I was surprised. I'm like, y'all are trying to wake up the beast. Y'all could get Rolly crunk if you want to, and they're gonna be really plates flying up in this bitch, right? And my thing is, what if somebody gets clocked in the head, Zeus? What if a plate flies and clocks somebody in the head and now they in the motherfucking hospital? They in the ICU. What are you going to do about that? Do y'all not think about these things? Guess not. Bet y'all wouldn't air that footage, would you? Now they're going back and forth. They're arguing. Scotty calls Natalie Miss Moon, referencing her chin, referencing her face, calling her moon face pretty much. And I'm just like, Natalie, I need you to be quicker on your feet. I need you to be on your toes, sister. Because as soon as they called me Miss Moon, Miss whatever, those two, the sister wives, Anna and Scotty, they would have been the chlamydia sisters so fast, so quick, and in a heart. That would have just rolled off my tongue. I know the chlamydia sisters aren't calling nobody Moonface. Because weren't y'all on the phone with each other arguing about, I don't have chlamydia, he didn't give me chlamydia, but I heard he didn't give her. Y'all keep arguing over that fire in the tubes and leave me and my moon face out of it. How about that? Okay, now, and again, I'm Team Natalie on this one. It could be biased because I don't like Anna and Scotty. No, it's not biased because it's factual, and I'm going to tell you why. These girls did not. I see what Natalie's saying about the entitlement. These girls did not get to season 7 because they worked hard. They showed up to auditions. They fought their way to season 7. They had this outstanding personality and they were just stars that shined. They didn't get to season 7 because they sent in audition tapes. They got to season 7 because they lied on their backs. They got to season 7 because they swallowed loads of semen, allegedly. You stroked and wrote it. Like, let's be real. So I understand where she's coming from. Do something outside of Zeus, Anna. Do something outside of Zeus, Scotty. We're gonna put some respect on Natalie Nunn's name. And y'all know I call Natalie out all the motherfucking time. But she's right. Y'all are entitled AF because if it wasn't for the Zeus Network, if it wasn't for Natalie Nunn, you would still be working at Hooters. Scotty, if it wasn't for Natalie Nunn, you'd still be getting your jaw rocked by your boyfriend, Anna. Let's just call it what it is. And I do not encourage DV. Okay? Here's what I want Scotty and Anna to do. I want y'all to show that you're talented outside of this network, that you can get on television, you can work this difficult ass entertainment industry. Show us that you can work it without lying on your backs. Without stroking to the emotion. Show us that you can do that. Go on VH1. Go to Bravo. Go to MTV. Go to BET. Go to WeTV. Get on a network show. Because you got to go through actual auditions, actual casting, an actual process, psych evaluations, IQ testing, things like that. Go do that. But you can't. You can't. Y'all will always be right where you are on the Zeus Network, fighting and acting a motherfucking fool and fucking on the boss, allegedly. I want to see y'all do what Natalie Nunn has done, okay? Now, Natalie storms out. She's pissed. She tells Big Ant, the security guard, to get the fuck out of her way. Y'all know how I feel about talking to production like trash. I don't like it. Rolly goes outside to check on Natalie. She opens the SUV door. Natalie says, "Move, Rolly." And see, that's where I'm like, see, Rolly, this is why you got to stop kissing Natalie's ass. I know you had good intentions, Rolly, because you think Natalie is your friend and y'all are friends and whatever, but I need you to treat her like your boss. Treat her like your boss. If your boss was on the job and they were pissed and they stormed off, you wouldn't follow them and go check on them. Let them go. Because at the end of the day, Natalie is going to dispose of you, Rolly, when it's time for you to be disposed of. Just is what it is. I'm just going to be real. Like, let's just call it a spade a spade. Now, Zeus, again, I've said this before, but I need to reiterate this. Zeus must be paying these restaurants a bag. The way they tear these restaurants and bars and clubs up, they have to be paying these people. Okay? Have to be. Notice how the law never gets called? Notice, because there's an agreement going on. Can we film here? There's going to be a lot of fighting. There might be some broken dishes and broken glass, but we're going to write you a check for $20,000. A location fee. Now, Anna is venting to Scotty after Natalie storms out, and she says that, or she's venting to Scotty and Rolly, and she says that Natalie went to private school. She never had a struggle, never had a struggle in her life, which Sarah clocked out a long time ago. Sarah already told y'all. Natalie got a white mama. She was a valley girl. She didn't grow up in the hood. She didn't grow up street. Natalie tries to perceive that. But we all know that. Hell, we know Natalie shapeshifted when she joined Zeus. Now, Rolly tells Anna and Scotty that they need to grow the fuck up. And I agree with her on that. They do. They're children. They act like 13-year-old girls that are on their fucking period for the first time. Grow the fuck up. Now, Rolly tells them this to their face. Scotty gets in her confessional and says that Rolly, you slung around a twig one time last season, and now all of a sudden you think you know what you're talking about. And I'm like, why didn't you say that to her face, Scotty? Why didn't you say that to her face? That's why we don't respect you. That's why you're a punk hoe. And here's the thing. Here's the gag. Rolly might have just slung Slim around last season, and that might have been the only thing she did. But she's back this season, and she didn't have to slob on a knob like corn on the motherfucking cob to get her spot. Clock it. Okay? Can we really clock it? Because y'all don't like to talk about that. Now, Anna, in the meanwhile, she goes to the back of the restaurant, goes to the bathroom, FaceTimes DTB. What are we going to do? What are we going to do, DTB? What are we going to do? Stunna Girl's coming. And, oh my God, I just fought Natalie. And I just got a tag. It's like, girl, you're not going to bust a grape. Anna's not going to bust a grape, and we know that. Ivory and Pretty P, we see them meet up with DTB. And Ivory has the intention of DTB and Pretty P squashing their beef. But Pretty P is trying to check Diamond the Body's temperature because Diamond the Body posted a picture of the cast and put a clown over Pretty P's face. Now, Diamond says, look, I did that because of what your sister did to me. We all know that when Diamond was leaving the club last season, at the end of last season, Pretty P's sister was waiting on her and she kicked Diamond in the stomach. I guess because Diamond and Pretty P had beef and she was trying to defend her sister. And I think her sister is low-key trying to get a spot on the show. Which, I mean, it's smart because, look, now she's a part of the conversation. I could see her getting on the show. But Ivory tries to be the peacemaker and have the girls squash it because Ivory and Pretty P are they're kind of cool. They're like this. They're good friends. Ivory says that Natalie texted her. This was what gagged me the most. Ivory says that Natalie texted her and asked where she was. And Ivory says she dropped her location. She told her where she was at. And she says that Natalie did not show up. But she said who did show up was Stunna Girl. In the lobby with 4 women and 2 men. And they jumped her. Now, we did a video on this. Y'all remember? We talked about, or did we? I think we talked about Stunna Girl showing up, jumping Ivory. How Nicki Minaj stylist was there, Khalil. We talked about all that. They were accusing Natalie of that back then. But to hear Ivory out of her own mouth say that Natalie asked for her location and never showed up, but Stunna Girl did, just kind of confirms it in a way, if you ask me. I mean, yes, it's speculation, but it's very coincidental. Like, what are the odds? And Natalie, why didn't you show up? I feel like this was all strategic. This was all produced to get a fight going. Now we're talking about it on the first episode. I don't know what to think about that. Because I don't want to believe it, but it's like right in front of my eyes. What do y'all think about that? Natalie, if you did that, you are rotten to the core, girl. If you did that to Ivory, let me tell you something. Karma has a name, and her name is Bitch. And what you did to Ivory will come back on you tenfold, baby girl. You think I'm playing? You think I'm playing, Natalie? I'm not going to be shocked if I look up and I see on the shade room where you've been jumped and beat to a pulp. Because I wouldn't be mad at Ivory if Ivory got her and her goons to run up on you and stomp that ass out if you orchestrated that. That was some low down. That's dark, y'all. That's like some evil shit. That's the type of shit that like you would do. You want to see people harmed like that, Natalie? Is this TV shit got you that fucked up? Mm-mm. DTB says that she invited the trio. While they're there, DTB says she invited Lex, Summer, and Bad Dolly there to sit down with them. Pretty P's already like, oh shit, let me take my chain off. Like, if you invited them, we finna fight already, right? So, all of a sudden, cue in the trio, right? Here walk in Bad Dolly, Summer, and Lex. Here goes Summer already hollering, yeah, bitch, I'm here. La, 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 la. And Dolly swings and goes in. She makes the first move. She runs up on Ivory, and baby, I don't know about y'all. I don't know how y'all feel on this one. But Ivory ate that head up. Okay? I see what they call her, Big Ivory. She ate Dolly up. I'm sorry, Dolly. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I got to give Ivory her tens on that one. She did that. Both rounds. Didn't they fight twice? And I'm telling y'all, the problem be, y'all be looking down, fighting like this. Ivory keeps that head up. But, I mean, you could hear the licks. You could hear it. Now, Dolly got some licks in, too. But Ivory won that. And you can tell that Ivory won that because Dolly says, I'm not fighting you no more. But Ivory's like, no, bitch, I want another one. Let's go. Let's go right now. You're not fighting me no more. And I'm just like, why, Dolly? You came in on that. You came in on that time. Why do you want to stop now? No, ma'am. Get back in the motherfucking ring. Let's go. You came in ready to go. Finish it. And her saying, I'm not fighting no more, that tells me one thing. You're scared. You don't want to fight her no more because Exhibit A. Boom. Let's look at that. This is why she don't want to fight Ivory no more. Look at that knot on her head. She got knots on her head. Look like a black eye. Face swole. Now, it also looked like Ivory had a black eye. Did y'all catch that? It also, or did she already have that? I think she already had that from when she was jumped by Stunna Girl. Now, DTB tries telling the trio, the three newbies from last season, Lex, Dolly, and Summer, they're all there arguing, fighting, and DTB tries to tell them, do you really think Natalie cares about y'all? And of course, as I said, this is the newbies from last season. This is their sophomore season. They're still fresh to this. Even though they're OGs now, they're still feeling the Natalie Nunn. They're still drinking the Natalie Nunn Kool-Aid, right? They still are trying to respect her. Natalie gave us an opportunity. We just got a $50,000 six-figure or a six-figure check. We're feeling ourselves, blase, blase, blah. Now, we see Pretty P, Ivory, DTB, they end up getting separated at one point, right? Security separates everyone, and Summer ends up, let's just talk about Summer. Can we get into Summer? Can we have a real conversation? Obviously, it's no secret as to what Summer did and said on the premiere episode. We heard the comments that she made. First of all, let's get into her. She stole Pretty Pea's purse. That was one thing. And that is to me, like, don't touch my shit. We can fight all day long. But my bag, baby. And I got a big ass bag, y'all. I travel a lot. This is for work. This is work. This is personal. This is business. This is my life, okay? This is my life. Don't fuck with my bag, bitch. Don't fuck with my... And bags be... Listen, I had a Marc Jacobs bag. Somebody stole. I'm still recovering from that. And they stole that bag 2 years ago. Don't touch my shit. Summer, to me, Summer showed her true colors this episode. Summer showed exactly who she was this episode, which is classless, no couth, uneducated, gutter, ignorant, lowbrow, disgusting. Not the stealing the purse wasn't enough for her, but we all know the comment that she made. I don't know who she was referring to. I don't know who she was referring to when she called someone Emmett Till. After all this fighting, she referred to someone as you. Now you look like Emmett Till. Obviously, that outraged tons of people, as it should. It was disgusting. I just feel like there are certain places you don't have to go. Where is your self-awareness? Do y'all know what I'm saying? Do you not have any social cues at all? Are you not aware of what you're saying, what's going on, how you're acting, how it comes off, how you will be responded to? Do you not know your history? Or that's why I say she can't be educated. For you to make a comment like that over someone who has been pivotal in history, and someone who has made their marks in history in a terrible way. I hate that it happened to him that way. But someone that left this imprint on life and in society of how cruel people can be to others. I mean, the way that man was treated, the way he was done, for you to make a mockery of that, to reopen that wound for his family, anybody that's, in his family today that's alive, it was just disgusting, Summer. And here's the thing, I've always been a Summer fan. I've always stood for her. I've always loved her. I thought she was entertaining. But this showed me exactly what everyone has been saying all along, Summer. Unfortunately for me, this was an I told you so moment. I feel like everyone who did not like Summer is now saying, see, we told you, this is the kind of girl she was. She was trash. She was scum. Her actions were so egregious and the people were so outraged that it prompted the Zeus Network to post this bullshit ass response. Okay, let's put up what the Zeus Network had to say. All right. Y'all see the post. We all see the post, right? Now, let's read this. Let's read what they had to say. Official statement from the Zeus Network. At the Zeus Network, we are committed to delivering bold, unfiltered entertainment. But we also expect all talent and partners to uphold a standard of respect and responsibility. Really? We recognize that the recent comments on the series Baddies Africa, referencing Emmett Till, have caused deep hurt and offense. The Zeus Network takes such matters very seriously and maintains a strong commitment to respect, integrity, and accountability both on and off screen. Do you? Do you, though? Y'all maintain respect and integrity? Do you? On and off screen? Do we need to get into what happens off screen over there? Do we need to get into the fact that someone sat behind the editing booth, pieced this episode together, heard what this girl said, y'all reviewed it Natalie, Lemon Pepper, y'all watched the episode back. Probably kiki ha ha and laughed, let's be real. Probably sat back and and then you had the nerve and audacity to press boop, send into the ethernet. So now you're trying to save face. Throw Summer out there as the only one, which Summer is the only one, but it's their response. Y'all, this response was bullshit. Somebody commented. I posted this on my YouTube community page. So one of y'all commented and said, "I don't see anything wrong with their response. I thought their response was." It's not about what they fucking said. It's their actions. Because if they really cared, they would have never posted that to begin with. They would have never aired that to begin with. But here's the thing. They didn't think y'all would have the outrage that you had. They didn't think that we would collectively, as the audience, be as disgusted as we were. So now when it airs and they're disgusted, 4 days later they decide, after they've spoken to their PR attorneys or whatever, then they type up something. Let's appease the audience. Let's shut them up. Here they go. Let's give them this bullshit statement. It should have never aired in the fucking first place. And then she should have been reprimanded then. But you aired it. So you're responsible, Zeus. And you have to take your accountability, your responsibility for airing this fucking filth to begin with, okay? Let's continue on with their bullshit statement. We are currently reviewing the situation internally. Appropriate action will be taken based on the outcome of the review. That's also bullshit. Summers even went live and said there is no investigation. There's not been an investigation. She's not being talked to. Y'all aren't doing anything about it. You're just going to say this to try to appease the audience. The same way y'all put Biggie in timeout to try to appease her fans and appease Biggie. It's all smoke and mirrors, y'all. Wake up. Anybody home? Y'all talking about, I don't see nothing wrong with this statement. Read between the lines. Do y'all not think that they did not review this episode, edit it, look at it up and down before they released it? This also further proves what I've always said. Zeus, they tell on themselves. They won't edit things out that they could edit out, that could protect them or keep them from looking the way they do. They go on to say, while cast member Summer has since apologized, we also take this opportunity to educate our talent on the dangers of using such reckless rhetoric. We extend our deepest apologies to the family of Emmett Till and will be making charitable donations to organizations honoring the achievements of African American history. Additionally, we will be providing resources surrounding cultural sensitivity training. Let's throw some money at the situation. Let's donate to organizations and let's tell everyone we're donating to organizations so it makes us look better. And then we'll provide some sensitivity. You're not going to do a motherfuck thing. Y'all aren't going to do sensitivity training, please. Sensitivity training on baddies? Ciao. We remain committed to fostering an inclusive environment for our talent, staff, partners, and audiences. We appreciate our community's continued support and will provide further updates as necessary. I bet y'all we won't hear shit about this again. Now, what the fans want is they want Summer fired. They want Summer taken off the show, and they don't want her on the next season. And to be honest, I think that's the best decision. I think we've seen enough that there is to see of Summer. This isn't the first comment that she's made that kind of made my stomach turn. That made my stomach turn when she said what she said about Slim's deceased father last season. That was hurtful. That was like, ugh. She has shown this season there is no limits. And this is episode 1. Buckle up, y'all. What else is she going to say or do? Now, Summer, I loved you. I was rooting for you. In the words of Tyra Banks, we were all rooting for you. But you did this to yourself. As quickly as you rise is as quickly as you can fall, baby girl. And you've got to be more accountable and responsible with the platform that you're on. This ain't real life, okay? This is reality motherfucking TV. When you put it out there, it's out there. And now you've got to pay the consequences for your actions. And the consequences should be you should no longer appear on this show ever again. I think it's time to move on, and I don't think you're responsible enough with this platform. And the stealing the purse, like that was, to me, that was another thing that sealed the deal for me. Like the Emmett Till was the icing on the cake, but stealing the purse, like Summer, you're 30 years old nearly. Women don't move like that. You're a little girl. And grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up. Now, the final scene, we see Stunna Girl and Natalie meet up. There's been all these rumors and accusations that Natalie had Ivory set up and had Stunna come jump Ivory. So now we're seeing Natalie and Stunna Girl meet up. And I can't help but think how fucking fake this all is, because Stunna Girl has talked Cash Money shit about Natalie. She's released recordings. She's thrown Zeus Network under the bus. And now she's here. Now I get why she's here. She's like, fuck it. I'll show up and take this $100,000 check. Because that's what, she's getting paid a big bag to be there for a short period of time. But in Natalie, she's there because she's producing and pulling the strings. Natalie is there to help orchestrate a fight between Anna and Stunna. Okay? So they meet up. She's like, I know, Stunna Girl, you've got issues with Anna Mac. Natalie has issues with Anna Mac. So Natalie's like, look, this is the perfect opportunity. I can get somebody else to beat her ass for me. So she gives Stunna a drink. Welcome, Stunna. Here's your drink. Stunna Girl's like, what's in this? And I don't blame her. Anything that anybody from the Zeus Network gave me to drink, bitch, no thank you. I'm good. What's in it, huh? Can we do a taste? Can we do a test? Can you test it? Can you drink it first? Like, I wouldn't trust shit. I wouldn't trust no drink, okay? Now, Natalie plays stupid and says, there's all these rumors out there that, you and I partnered up and da-da-da-da. Natalie says, I had no idea that you had beef with any of these other girls. I'm like, oh my God, Natalie. Yeah, right. You keep your ears to all the baddies gossip. You watch the fan pages. You watch the commentary that we do as content creators. Stop the cap. And she was like, Stunna Girl's like, yeah, nobody had to tell me anything. I didn't even know the hotel. Or Natalie was like, I didn't even know the hotel that she was at. I'm like, Natalie, Ivory's already sold you out and said that you asked where she was. And you being her boss, she gave you the location. What do you mean you didn't know where she was? Stop lying. Like, your chin is constantly growing from the lies. And you know that Natalie and Stunna Girl talked about this before they filmed the scene. I can already hear Natalie now like, hey girl, like, we're going to meet up. We're going to pretend that we have no idea. I didn't see you. You didn't see me. We didn't meet with each other. I didn't, even though they took a picture and posted it. We're going to play completely oblivious and stupid to this situation. All right? I didn't know Ivory was there. It's all predictable. Like, you're not fooling anyone. You're not fooling anyone. Natalie's like, I get blamed for everything. And I'm like, Natalie, it's too coincidental. It's too coincidental. How did Stunna know where Ivory was? Somebody tell me that. How did Stunna Girl know where Ivory was? Now, Anna Mac ends up walking in. And Stunna Girl stands up and she walks straight to Anna, and I'm just like, oh my God, I've been waiting for a fight like this for a long time. Like, let me get my popcorn. I wanted to see Stunna Girl mop this girl up with the floor. I want Stunna to walk this girl like a dog, okay, on a Mac. I want to see it. I want to see it. Now, Anna's over here like, y'all don't remember that this girl started with me first? Y'all don't remember that this girl started with me first? She's calling Stunna Girl a fat bitch and all this. I'm like, are you kidding me? Stunna Girl fat? Fat, baby girl? And the gag is, Anna, most men are going to look at Stunna Girl and her body type before they look at you and your stick figure any day. Okay? And that's coming from a stick figure himself. But for you to be body shaming anybody, you think that men really gonna go after you over Stunna Girl? Ha! Stunna ends up saying that you got a little boy body. If I'm a fat bitch, you look like a little boy. Now, we don't get to see the Stunna Girl and the Anna Mac fight this episode because Natalie and Anna start going at it. Anna swings on Natalie first, and they kind of get to scrapping, and then we get the sneak peek for next week, which next week we see things go further with Summer and Pretty P when it looks like Summer takes Pretty P's watch from her purse and throws it in a pond. I think it was Pretty P's watch. Just like Summer, fuck, you just make it harder for people to like you, sis. Like you've really done yourself in. We meet the newbies next week. We're gonna meet them. Everybody's fighting next week. The newbies, I guess, are gonna feel like you know they got to prove themselves. So there's a lot of fighting with them. A lot happens next week, and you better believe we're gonna talk about it. You know, and you can see next week too. The African citizens there are like, what the fuck? But listen, we're going to talk about it all next week. I hope you'll join me again for the official Baddies Africa after show only on Damien After Dark. I'm your host, Damien Gentry. Don't forget to follow me on all social media at Damien Gentry. That'll be in the description box below. If you want to donate to the channel, in the description box below will also be some ways that you can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. Join the conversation and leave me all your thoughts and opinions on the season premiere episode of Season 7 of Baddies. I want to hear what you got to say, and let me know your thoughts and opinions. I want to know about Scotty. I want to know if y'all think Natalie set up Ivory. Do y'all feel like Ivory was set up? And what do you think about the comments that Summer made? Do you think she should be removed from the show once and for all, or should she be given another chance? Let me know what you think in the comments, okay? Don't forget as well to like this video and subscribe. I truly appreciate all you guys' support, and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. All right, bye.